All right, so welcome to the aftermath of the Cinematic Cipher. I am here with
OLU, formerly
OLU.
known as Lil King, you know what I mean? So
So what's up with the switch, man? Talk to me.
honestly, I feel like I elevated to a certain point with Lil King, and now I'm just trying to take it to another level with OLU. It's like a rebrand, and then now I'm trying to just kill everything now.
I feel
So
you.
yeah,
New era.
yeah, exactly. Time to upgrade.
So I want to jump right into it. How would you rate your overall experience with the Cinematic Cipher? Talk about like from start to finish, like how was
Nah,
it for you?
everything was great, bro, and I love what you guys are doing. You know what I mean? It's like very artistic, very creative, and that's what we need right now in the game because I feel like that's what's missing. Everything is just quick, quick, quick. They don't really take their time trying to put in the actual work and the creativeness into it, and that's what you guys are doing, and I love it.
I'm sure it's real special working with your cousin too, though.
Yeah, nah, yeah. So it's funny because we've been dreaming about this since we were like maybe 5 years old, and just trying to make everything work and like be artists and be creative as much as we could. We was always pushed to be creative. We'd be in the room watching YouTube videos, and that's what we wanted to be. And we would act like we already there,
Of
So
course, yeah.
yeah.
What feels the same and similar to those early moments, and like what feels like growth and adaptation from like that kind of start?
So I feel like for me, I was always creative, and I know my cousin Kenny was always creative. So I feel like we just wanted to take it more serious, and like I said earlier, bring it to another level. And I feel like we still have that child dream in us that we want to pursue, but now we're able to go out and do the things that we want to do and get it actually done.
Make it
You know?
tangible,
Yeah,
for real.
exactly.
So, when did you first start making music? Like, tell us about that story.
So it's funny. I always made poems when I was young in school, and my teacher always pushed me to make poems and poetry. And then I didn't make any music at all until like first year of college. I was in a dorm room making a diss record, joking around with people. Yeah, yeah.
So you was beefing with somebody.
Not for real. We were just joking,
Yeah.
sending diss records back and forth, and I was freestyling them, and they came out fire. And then I was like, "Yo, I wanna drop." But prior to that, I made one song with Kenny as well, and then it just never, we never
Is
really
that gonna see
pushed
the
it.
light of day ever? Or
Excuse me?
is that gonna see the light of day?
Probably not, honestly. I don't even know what the song is, honestly. It was like early stages, but I feel like I was nice already.
Yeah.
And that really pushed me. That gave me the motivation. Like, oh, I could do this. You know what I mean? So that's how it was.
Could you tell me, as much as you remember, the first time that you felt music versus just like listening to it kind of thing?
So I was with my pops in the car. We were driving to I think Virginia, and he put on the Fabulous Street Talk album, and there was a guy on the intro named Black Ice, I believe, and he did a whole poem rapping style, like Def Jam comedy type of thing, and poetry. My bad. And I just felt it, and I was young, but I go back to it now and I fully understand what he's talking about. I feel like back then I understood, but now I fully understand what he's talking about, and that's when I initially felt like, wow, I felt the music. Like this is what I want to do now. Yeah.
So you still do you still write poems, or is your writing strictly specific to like rapping on
I
it?
try to, but now it's strictly like artistry, trying to make music. Yeah. But I need to go back to it because there's times where I just want to get my thoughts off, and it's not in a music form. You know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah.
listening to a beat, so
Yeah, everything that you write doesn't have to go towards like a song that you do.
exactly. Yeah.
Just be very introspective and just be like,
Yeah, that's the best way to be creative because even though I might not use it for a song, there might be lines in there I might like, oh, I do want to use it for a song, you know what I mean? And then I just flip it like that.
yeah. So I want to speak in particular to Drop It, the song that we recorded for the cipher. Again, from start to finish, like how that song came about. Was it long thought out? Was it like a kind of spur of the moment kind of thing? Like, tell us about that whole process.
Honestly, it was spur of the moment.
Yeah.
Me and Kenny were in the studio literally the day before, and then we were trying to figure out what song that I wanted that we were gonna do, and he was like, "This is it. This is the one." So then we were like, "Let's do it," and then I was like, "I agreed," because it shows full artistry. I'm not fully rapping, but I'm not fully singing. So it shows like best of both worlds.
Your
type of thing.
versatility.
Yeah,
for
exactly.
real.
Yeah.
It's funny because you mentioned very impromptu, very just like you're in it moments that translate so well into artistry. And I think that even during the cypher, one of the shots that I thought was super cool, the drone shot when you're on the car,
Yeah,
that's a
fire.
moment that's also
Fire.
kind of same thing where, you know, we were looking at the shot list prior and we were like, oh, okay, like this would be cool, like overhead shot. But then Marv brought his drone and we were like, yo, like this is actually crazy.
Fire.
So I love that you said that because like, when you're an artist, it doesn't have to be so incredibly thought out sometimes. It can just be like, I'm just flowing.
I
And
feel like
the
that's
best
when
shit happens.
Sorry to cut you off,
No,
but I feel like that's when the best work comes out. Is like spur of the moment. Sometimes ideas strike at any moment, and I feel like if you don't attack it, sometimes you're gonna regret. You might regret it
No, it's
afterward.
true, yeah.
And like you guys are fully creative, same way I am, and I just like you know what I mean. Being a part of teams sometimes works perfectly because if you have a bunch of creatives, there's nothing but greatness that can come from that. So I agree. Yeah, spur of the moment sometimes is the best thing. Sometimes when you overthink things, it doesn't really work how you want it to work.
I was gonna say, how have like your longer, more thought out projects come out versus like things that are very spur in the moment?
Spur of the moment is very fun. It's fun for me. Thought out projects are good as well, but I like spur of the moment because it's natural. It's more of a natural thing. It's a natural feel. And that helps me with my music because I feel like the more natural I am, the better the music will be. So that's how, honestly, it's spur of the moment for me all day.
And you're like living as the poet that you still are and the writer. So I'm sure it's very natural to, even in these spur of the moment things, be very introspective and be very like talking about yourself and like whatever you're going through kind of thing, you know?
Yeah, so I try to now be more in depth with like how I want to come across. And when I'm natural, when it comes out natural, it's better because I can literally write down what I'm doing in a moment, what I dealt with last week. You know, any arguments I have with people or anything or any way that I'm even feeling. So it's easier for me to right then and there put that down on paper than, you know what I mean? Then sometimes you might not feel that way in a couple hours or the next day. But if I do it right then and there, it's perfect because it's spur of the moment and we can just like grow from there. That's the way to go for me.
How would you describe the creative space that you're currently in?
Right now, I just want to elevate. I feel like with my name, I'm in a transition period where I just want to continue to experiment with the sound and just grow as an artist and be professional. I want to get it out to the world. I feel like the past few years, I've just been cooking up in the lab, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And now I want to come out and show everybody like what I've been working on. Yeah.
I feel like there's so much that you've, even through this transition that you've already accomplished. So looking back on some of your achievements, your premiere single, Won't Do, it amassed over 300,000 streams as it stands on Spotify. Obviously, like an incredible feat. So can you speak a little bit on the opportunities that like early successes afforded you within your career?
Yeah. So I was able to connect with Mario, the singer. Yeah,
Okay.
and we actually
It's
got
tough,
on.
yeah.
Yeah, it was fire, bro. We got on live when I was at the studio. We chopped it up. We went over the song, and he also sent me a drop over, and that was really good because his fans went and downloaded the music as well. That probably
Yeah.
helped with the streams, and I was also able to go on like a little short tour with Rich the Kid. Shout out to my guy John. Yeah,
That's tough.
yeah, my guy John is his road manager, and he told me, "Yo, just come along." And then I was able to go out there and network, and I got to see a little bit of what the game is like. And I'm ready now. You know what I mean? Like now I'm like, I came back more motivated than ever. Like, so.
What did you learn from those experiences?
For me, so it's funny story. In LA, they threw me out on stage, and I wasn't, I didn't prepare. I didn't do sound check. And it's just like, always be prepared. Always have something ready to go. You never know who you're going to meet. You never know who you're going to bump into. So always be prepared. That's what I learned from it. That's like honestly the top thing for me. Because I was out there like, oh man, I'm going to fuck up. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh shit, they throwing me out here. There's people out there I don't even know. But everybody was receptive to the music. and they liked it. So then once I got that done, I was like, I could do this all the time. So be prepared. That's what I got from that.
So with that, what would you say are things you're aspiring for now? I mean, you've obviously, like I said, seen very early success and like soaked in the game and like, okay, like this is what this could be. But like based on like seeing that and having the opportunity so early on, what is something that you haven't done yet that you're really looking to be able to do with your career?
I want to do my own tour. Honestly, I want to build up my core fan base and be able to go to different cities and do my own tour. Honestly, and I just want to get the music out there. That's the main thing. I feel like I've been hesitant with dropping, but now I'm at the point where I want to drop and be able to see who likes it and who doesn't, and be able to tour off that. Because I don't want to. For me, a label is not for me. I'm signed to myself already. I already have my LLC down packed. You know what I mean? My paperwork is on the fridge.
Once you lock
You know
in,
what I mean?
yeah.
So I want to be able to just tour under my name and keep going. After that, just keep dropping music and tour. Maybe, never know, get a Grammy. You know what I mean? Like,
Listen, like speak it into existence.
Yeah, exactly. So
You
that's my goal, to be able to just get the music out there and create generational wealth, honestly, bring it back to the family. Me and Kenny talk about that all the time. It's like family is key, and that's what we want to reinvest into. So, yeah.
What would you say you learned about yourself, especially recently, as you're speaking on being less, I guess for lack of a better term, like, it was not timid at all, but it's like reserved with your rollout and with putting out things, versus now, what have you learned about yourself that allows you to be in this space now where you're like, I want people to see like what the fuck I'm doing kind of thing? Like,
I had to learn to be open-minded and just put it out there. You know what I mean? I can't. So I seen a quote the other day from Jazzy Jeff. As an artist, by the time that like by the time that you pass away, you want to die empty. And what he meant by that was you want to be able to put everything out and to the world, because you don't want to, you know what I mean? You don't want to regret anything and be able to be like, wow, I didn't drop it. You never know what's gonna stick. So like that's why I want to get to the point where I just put out everything. And then who cares? Like I don't care if like people don't receive it well. I'm doing it for my artistry. And if they do like it, then download, stream, you know what I mean? Go watch a video, come to the tour, and we can go from there.
I love that, the dying empty. That's really speaking to me right now.
Yeah.
Would you say that, or how much would you say that there's an element of fear that you may have had previously?
I definitely had fear, but I had to learn, like, I can't be, you know what I mean? You just have to, as an artist, you have to be open, and you have to be able to show vulnerability, because that's what people relate to. You never know what people are going through. You never know if people feel the same way. So if you show them that and be open with it, they'll receive it the right way. You know what I mean? So,
Exactly.
Yeah.
And as a consumer, you can always tell when things are heartfelt and true to you, who the person is, versus I'm just going to say something that's fabricated. Exactly.
So yeah, definitely. And I want to be one of those artists where you know how I'm feeling. You see the emotion in the songs. You understand what I'm going through, or you understand what I was thinking or my thought process, because that's key. That's what the great artists show you all the time. And if you don't have that, I don't think you'll last, you know?
Yeah.
Because what are you going to talk about? You know what I mean?
You don't have topics when you're not talking about yourself.
Exactly.
So what do you ultimately want your supporters, your listeners, to know about you?
Honestly, I want them to just understand where I'm coming from musically and as an artist. And I know that I'm going to put that in the music. And I just want them to just, if they relate, you know what I mean? We could, you know what I mean? I honestly, to put it in better words, I want them to just be able to grow with me and be able to take something from my music, whether it's educational, whether it's confidence, whether it's learning to be independent. I just want them to be able to take something from the music that they can implement in their own life, whether or not they're artists, whether they're working a 9 to 5, or whether they're a businessman. So I just want them something that people could take from the music and grow from and be a better person. Because that's the key at the end of the day, is being
true.
growth. Yeah.
Now, speaking more a little bit again on the music itself. So right now, Drop It, is that going to be part of a larger project, you would say, or is that more of like a single?
I'm probably gonna throw it out there as a single
Okay.
and see how people receive it, and then we go from there. Like I said, bro, I'm just spontaneous with it at this point. I want to be able to see what people receive, and if they're receptive to it, then I'll throw it on the project then. You never know. What if we go on tour just off the single, you know? So yeah,
it could be
so
like
yeah.
that.
So I just want to be able to drop it as a single, and then I'm definitely gonna work on a project where I can hone in on that type of sound artistically, singing, rapping, everything, melodic, everything. So yeah, that's what we're trying to.
I'm looking forward to like you getting your singing bag.
Nah, yeah, yo, I can't wait. I'm gonna try to lock in with that and really experiment with that as well, because I feel like I've grown with it. In the beginning, I was trash, bro. I couldn't, you know what I mean? Like I was trash. I was just trying to find the sound, and like now I feel like I found it, and now it's just like explode, go crazy with it now. So
yeah,
that's how I'm gonna be on it first.
Have you always seen yourself as not just a rapper?
Yeah, of course. In the beginning, yeah, I was like, I'm a rapper, because that's what I listened to. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I grew up on 90s hip hop. So I'm like, yeah, I'm just a rapper. I'm going to just rap. Then I started hearing different artists, and I'm like, oh, I could do that. Let me experiment with that. And then I was like, yeah, let me run with that. And it feels good. You know what I mean? Sometimes you're not in the mood to just rap all day.
Yeah.
Sometimes you want to get in a different type of bag where you want to be melodic. You want to talk to the females. You want to express how you feel through singing, I guess. So yeah.
There's many different ways of creative expression, obviously. Aside from writing, rapping, making music, what other creative endeavors do you involve yourself with?
So honestly, I've been so focused on the writing and rapping. I want to be able to read. I like continue to read. I know how to read. My bad. That sounds crazy. But now I want to just grow my mind. Honestly, I want to read more books. I like pictures. I like fashion. So I want to like deep dive into fashion as well. I have things in the works that I'm trying to work on that I want to like go crazy with fashion. And like I like dressing up. Like, you know what I mean? Who doesn't like putting on a good fit and feeling good?
Some OLU merch?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get that going.
Nothing too spoiled though?
Yeah. I mean, nah, not yet. You know what I mean? I'm working on a few things, but I'm definitely trying to make sure that it like hits though. I want to make sure it's good product, good quality, and I definitely want to do collabs with different brands probably when it comes. But fashion, I'm definitely gonna dive into. Yeah.
What brand do you want to collaborate with off the top of your head?
Top of my head.
Or any collaboration, actually, not just within like fashion.
I want to collab with Ev, Murder Bravado, Art of War. I definitely want to collab with him. I feel like we could really lock in and make some fire. Any brand, honestly, I'm open to anything. If your stuff is fire, hit me up. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I honestly, I'm open. So yeah, anybody.
Murder Bravado, if you're seeing this,
yo, Ev, pull
in.
up, man. I'm ready.
But last but not least, what can everyone look forward to from seeing from you for the rest of the year?
Yeah, I'm gonna just drop, honestly, everything. Videos, music, content. I'm gonna just go crazy. Because I feel like I'm better than a lot of artists that's out there. I was about to say everybody, but you know what I mean? Everybody, honestly. I'm better than a lot of underground artists that is out there, maybe even mainstream. So now it's just time to prove it. You know what I mean? Like, I want to get my name on the map so people could see it and be like, oh, shit, who's this? And then just blow past them, bro. You know what I mean? After that, we just keep going and elevating. So that's what I'm on, just dropping music and constantly being in people's faces, because that's what it's all about. So just want to drop. Yeah.
Well, Olu, myself and everyone else seeing this looks forward to seeing everything that you do. It's been great working with you and speaking with you.
Appreciate it, bro.
Look forward to seeing more.
Thank you, brother.